Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Is the volume up?
What job?
G'day, Ian. How you doing?
Hey, mate. How you doing? Well, thanks.
I can't hear you either.
Morning, Mike. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Ian's gone.
Can you hear us now, Michael?
Anything from this end?
That's a bugger.
We can hear each other.
Oh, okay. Is that Lisa?
Hi, yes, I'm Lisa.
I can see you, but my picture's over the top of you. So
Can you hear each other?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's me.
Where's Dory?
All right,
Awesome.
I fixed it. The bloody mic
Can you hear
cable
us
come
now,
in.
Michael?
How's that? All right, now we're cooking. Now we just wait for
Where's
Dawn.
Dawn?
Come on, Dawn. You're late.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
I was waiting for someone to call me, but obviously it don't work like
you've
that,
got to
does
hit
it?
the join button.
I've done it now.
That is what happens when you get a bunch of technology-challenged, unfiltered Gen X and Boomers from across the globe trying to do a podcast. This is definitely something you don't want young ones listening to. Now, we want to talk about all the issues and experiences and challenges that we face in this ever-changing world. Although some may call it moaning, and as you will have seen, we are far from perfect. But we had a blast and hope you enjoy the chaos that is us. This is our first episode, so let's get the introductions out of the way. So what I thought today was we'll go through and introduce ourselves. I'd like to know why you said yes. We'll talk about what's pissed you off.
You said we're all handpicked.
Yes. Yes.
Out of a hat.
All right,
Yeah,
so
go on, Michael.
who wants to go first?
I'll kick off. Right. I'm nearly 66, so I'm just about to get my old age pension. What about that? 30 years as a stockbroker and fund manager. Then I ran a charity for about 5 years. And since then, I've been farting around in antiques. I specialise in restoring lighting, so I've got the right surname with Sparks. Very keen water skier, albeit my knees don't want to play anymore. I still do a bit of coaching. Married, live in Hertfordshire in the UK. I think that's it in a sort of postage stamp. Why did I join this? Why did I agree to do this? Because I like people. I'm hugely a people person, and I like meeting new people. I like talking to people. I always say that amongst all the things I've got, my most valuable possession is my friends. They really are. So that's why I've joined. Because I'm kind of on the front foot a bit, I think, and I'm always happy to meet and talk to new people. And what's pissed me off this week? Well, it's pretty obvious because I think it's worldwide and we're in the middle of an election campaign. It's politicians who won't answer a fucking question and they language. They drive me mad. So
Ooh.
All right, who's next?
Oh,
Me?
Go, Lisa.
Go on, Lisa.
okay. So I'm Lisa. I live in Wollongong, beautiful New South Wales, when it's not raining. I'm single. I'm 58, nearly 59. 3 kids, 3 grandkids. I started my career as a professional entertainer, as a dancer, and then I went into sales and retail, and now I am a manager for Vinnie's Op Shops, and I run the warehouse distribution centre and a clearance store now at the front of that. Yeah, that's sort of me. Why did I join? Michael asked me to, and if Michael's involved, then it's usually a good reason to join something, I think. I've known Michael, we worked out the other day, we think about 10 years now, him and Vicky, and if Michael's involved, then that's a good enough reason for me. But like you, Mike, I love people.
I don't.
Don't you? Well, I will actually put a little caveat in there because I do love people, but sometimes I'd like to stay away from them. It's just one of those things, I get to a point where I go, enough now. Solitude is where I go, but I love people. I love knowing what makes people tick. I like to know, I work obviously with a lot of volunteers, so I love that side of it because it's all about, they've all come from different walks of life, different places, different careers, so everyone has got a story to tell, and I think it's great. So that's the other reason about this is it's a story to tell. and let's hope people will actually want to hear it. What's pissed me off? I do agree with Mike on politicians. The rain has pissed me off over the last month.
4 years.
We could do without it, or at least spread it out a little bit more. But that's about it. I've had a really good week. I spent Saturday night on the harbour with watching Vivid with a good friend of mine, and that sort of kicked me off into a really good mood.
Well, go on, Dawn, you go next.
Go Ian. Okay. This is a bit I hate. I hate talking about myself. Okay, I'm Dawn. I'm 57, 58 this year. Shit, am I really that old? I say to myself. Yeah. I have 3 children. I'm married to Tim. Got married in Gretna Green 3 years ago. He also has 3 kids. What else? Moved from Essex a year ago to follow Tim's business. It was doing well and had to come up to Lincolnshire, which it's going from strength to strength. Do I know anybody here? No. And I'm a neighbour, Joan, who's 70, who also had a barbecue, invited me round last weekend. I got totally pissed on her giving me shots in her 70s, and then ended up upsetting Tim's stepdaughter. But all I came out. I like cats. I go on TikTok, much to Tim's amusement, because I spend hours watching drivel. That's about it, really. What pisses me off depends on what hour of the day it is, really. It can be television, it can be the jackdaw shitting on my greenhouse, it can be the slugs eating my lettuces. But on the whole, I'm pretty happy. That's me. Next. What pisses me off? Oh, I've done that. Oh my God, menopause, I just hate it. Yeah. Next.
Go on, Ian.
All right, yeah. I'm turning 64 in a couple of weeks. Married for 40, coming up 42 this year. 3 kids, all girls. Have 3 grandchildren, 2 boys, 1 girl. Why did I join? I'm a retired paramedic. Loving every minute of retirement. Loved every minute of my career. So I'm sort of happy about all that. That's good. Why did I join? Because Michael asked me to join. Exactly. Lisa, yeah. I've known Michael for a long time, probably a quarter of a century, 25 years at least, if not more.
Yeah. More.
Michael's on is a winner. I admire the way he's run his life and accepted the challenges in that life. I think the one thing I'd like to see that come out of this is that we actually get to share our experiences of a half a century or more, because around the screen I see here, if we're all 50 plus, there's at least 100-something years in that of experiences. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? Get my maths right. 200 years of something with Mike, but yeah, Michael. But yeah, so a couple of hundred years, two centuries of experience. And I think if other people get involved, we'll get their half a century of experience as well. And it's maybe something we say makes their life a bit better. Maybe something they say makes our life a little better, or makes us understand the whole crazy time that we're spending on the marble. What pissed me off? It's funny. It seems to be the flavour of the month. It's politicians. I mean, I can go right to the top and say federal, no worries, state, they're a bunch of dickheads, but our local politicians going for today. I'll just explain quickly. I live in a suburb called Old Errol Bay. It's down in the Jersey Bay area. We had a massive amount of rain over the last weekend. We ended up getting a sinkhole in the main access road that brings about, 15,000 people along to the main shopping centre area. The road's going to be shut for a year.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So I've been fairly active since we moved down here and getting council to do stuff. I think we pay them good through our rates or whatever you may call them in the UK, and they just seem to hover along until the next election comes up. So I found a couple of things went wrong. First of all, they put some electric signs up saying that the road is closed at Errol Bay, which is a totally different suburb, not Old Errol Bay, which meant people just kept trundling down until they hit the road block and had to turn around. And at the website, the Facebook post that they put up to help residents of Old Errol Bay and the other suburbs around there understand what's happening with the road closure, was actually named the wrong town. And so it would have meant nothing to anyone. So I got onto them this morning, and those 2 issues have been rectified rather rapidly. That's it. Yeah.
You'll be the unofficial mayor of Old Errol Bay soon.
We have elections coming up in 3 months.
Are you running?
Oh, I don't know yet. When I retired, I'll either go and stir the pot with council, which I've already started, or I'll actually run in it and try and do some change. I don't know how long it takes to become elected. I know you've got to have X amount of people and a bit of support, but yeah.
Well, you've got us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always said today to my wife, I'm going to call, if I'd ever called it, I would get the shit together party.
Someone needs to get this shit together.
Do it.
Yeah, and
But
this will be
that's
good
exactly what
practice.
happened here.
Yeah.
We had all that rain in April.
Yeah.
Clearly, they've done nothing
Absolutely nothing.
with drainage or anything. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had the problem we had last week.
The same streets.
They're not used to rain, are they, Mike?
No.
Yeah.
Ian, this
It's
will be
like,
good.
oh, rain.
This will be
Fucking hell,
good
rain.
practice.
You want rain? Come and live in the UK.
Are you guys
Oh.
going into summer?
Yeah.
Well, we're
Mike
meant to be.
looks a
What
bit
summer?
rubbed up for summer.
Well,
We're-
it is not that warm, but then it's
No,
still
it's only
spring, isn't it?
14 degrees today.
How much was
14.
Yeah.
I think you'd
Well,
both higher
14
than that here.
Celsius, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my brother's come over from New Zealand for 6 weeks,
Uh-huh.
and he's round my mum and dad's in Burnham on Crouch in Essex, and he's like walking around with scarves and jumpers on. Every time I FaceTime him, I'm like, oh, it's bloody freezing here. He said, we're going into winter in New Zealand and it's warmer. I went, tell mother to put the bloody heating on. But they're frightened of upsetting her. Just turn it on. She won't notice.
So you started all this, Michael. What have you got to say?
Before we do, why did you join up, Dawn? Why did you say
Oh,
yes?
yeah, I forgot about that one. Well, because I ain't got nothing else to do and I haven't got any friends. So it gives me an hour or so a day to talk to people that I wouldn't normally talk to.
Oh, fair enough.
That's it, really. And you know what, Michael? I was a bit and ahhing about it. I was like, oh, God, because I don't like looking at myself and actually see myself in that little box is quite off-putting.
Don't look at it.
No, well, I can't help it because I keep looking at all that skin under the neck and I'm like, oh, that's 50.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the trick. The first trick is lift it, get your laptop up or whatever you're using further up. So it's
Do you know
look
what,
at
Michael? Do you know why I couldn't turn the volume up?
was that?
Because I thought I was on a laptop and I've just realised I'm on an iPad with a keypad and it's a little slider, isn't it, on the side? Oh, my God. Hang on. Let me make it a bit... Let me lift it up a bit.
Yeah, lift it.
Hang on.
You do laugh, use.
I've got... Do you reckon that'll work under it?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
The other way, upside down. Yeah, probably. Don't dump it in the bowl.
It worked!
You're now his 3D head.
Hang on. Oh,
There you go.
Still there.
It happens. One of those
Yeah, I know.
twins.
So, yeah, I thought, why not? And you know what? I like a laugh as much as the next person. And if we can make a few people in their 50s a bit happier for a few hours, then it's worth doing it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. So, my name's Michael. I live in Australia, but I grew up to my teenage years in the UK, and that's how come I know Dawn. I know Mike from another way of another group of people I identify with, and I know Ian from the Volunteer Rescue Association and Lisa from a mutual group of friends. And I thought, what a great bunch of people to get together to talk about being 50 plus, and talk with humour, talk about the issues that face us. What it was for me, turning 50 was actually quite a big milestone, and I'm still not quite sure how I feel about it. Because, like you, Dawn, I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror, and I think, wow, how did that happen?
When?
Where did that go?
Yeah.
We
It is that us.
we were trying to figure out with Ian the other day, you know, how long has it been? And I've been in this house at least 24 years. And that's when I left the Volunteer Rescue Association, Ian.
Yeah, it would have been around the same time, yeah.
So
Yeah, is that right?
it's got to be 30, maybe,
Yeah, probably would be.
or close to it.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Michael, your
yes.
picture is not that clear here. It's really pixelated.
Yeah,
I don't know if everyone else.
That's okay. The way this, I should have explained it. The way this software works is it's actually recording on your device. And then what's happened, so it's recording high res imagery using the camera on your device. So it's doing that for all of us.
Mm.
And then what it's doing is it's then uploading that into a cloud.
All bloody right.
There'd be plenty of that around.
So even though it looks pixelated, the final product will be high res for us all.
Okay.
Right,
So-
okay.
Can
So
you-
it's only your
How
one.
clever are you? Can you make these go away?
Yeah. And,
I've got some software I might be able to do that with.
can you lift our tits up, please, and stop my nose running?
Oh, can you find some for me, please? Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get this close so far last, but anyway.
Yeah, it was always going to happen.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so the thing is, when we've finished, what you've got to wait for is this software to tell you that the stuff has been uploaded. And then you can, even though we stop recording, just leave the application on until it tells you finished uploading, you can turn off.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, I was thinking about that today, going, oh shit, didn't think about that, but I'll talk about it in here.
Yeah, send me a message with that in words, because that's just all gone whoop, straight through. Like, yeah, whatever.
Don't
Just-
turn
Yeah,
anything,
right,
do not turn anything
that
off.
Just don't
Hey.
turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manage that.
So that list I was making, yeah, one of the ones I like. Dawn made a suggestion about did our parents try to make us or break us, or worse, that effect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the things that I've noticed a lot about is when we don't. Well, what I probably should have said was that Vicky and I don't have children, and not for the want of trying.
Mm.
So I know that I'll probably get a lot. If I let my opinions go, I will probably get a lot of stick back if people actually watch this, because they'll go, "You don't have kids, so you don't know," which is fair enough. I've got thick skin. I can handle that.
Then you've got parents.
No, but the point is, one of the things I see a lot of is there's no resilience,
So, yeah.
and you know, when Dawn talked about, you know, did they try and make us or break us? Well, in some respects they did, but the end product of that was, like, I not have a go at my mum, but we have a healthy discussion about some of the things that she did as a mother when she was, you know, when I was younger, and her comeback to me always is, "Well, you turned out all right, didn't you?"
Turned out all
Yeah.
right. They always say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
That's the
did
line.
I? Can you see what's in my
I can't
brain?
I can't argue with that. You just
Yeah, but you might have turned out all right, but we still get affected by what has happened in our upbringing. You know, things like I can't do maths. I think I've got some sort of numbers dyslexia. I can spell, I can talk, but I cannot add up for the life of me. Never could. At school, caused me an awful lot of problems. So I'd take my homework home and it would be this dreaded long division. Now, for the life of me, long division, I just couldn't do it. My dad would sit up in the kitchen. I still remember it with a maths workbook, homework, do these long division sums to get to point, whatever. And I'd sit there and I'd go to Dad, I can't do it. And he'd go, what do you mean you can't do it? Look, it's easy. He'd go, and I'd go, I can't. That has not gone in. So then we'd do this for about half an hour. Meantime, he's got smoke coming out of his ear holes. And he'd be like, well, you must be bloody stupid then. And I'd go, that's it. I'm stupid. Fuck you. I'm not doing it, and storm off. I didn't say fuck you because he'd have probably cuffed me around the ear holes. But, so, you know, I have that problem with my dad because it was a confidence thing as well. And my dad is never one that can say, well done, Dawn. All I got from my dad over the years is, well, perhaps if I'd have sent you to a better school, you'd have done better. Well, am I a murderer, Dad? Am I a rapist? You know, I've raised 3 boys. I've done a damn good job and I've got a lovely life. But he cannot praise me for it. He cannot do it. And I overpraise my kids because I do not for the life of me want to be like that. Love him, don't get me wrong.
I can completely relate to your arithmetic dyslexics. I'm round the other way. I am dyslexic with words.
Yeah.
And it was only actually in my late 50s that I finally decided. It was actually over a car contract I had with a lease car, and I misread it, and it cost me about 1,900 quid.
Yeah.
And it was a long document, and my mum had always said she thought I was dyslexic, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to go and get checked, and I am dyslexic. And now I look back, I think, the problems that caused me. And when I left school, I'd only ever read one book in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it all makes sense. I struggled with exams because I struggled on the questions. I mean, academically, I did okay, and it certainly didn't hold me back in a career I took, although I was really lucky. But on numbers, and there are different types of dyslexia, and I'm in the bracket where I lack on words and letters. I pick up
Make
on
up. Yeah.
mental arithmetic. I love it. Bring it on.
Yeah, I hate it.
Amazing.
So I'm absolutely round the other way. But it's funny how, today's generation
Sorry, guys.
congratulating me.
It's always one, isn't there?
And it's usually you, yeah?
Love your ringtone.
But I mean, all the kids today, one of the first things they pick up on is, is he dyslexic, or is she dyslexic, or whatever, and you get special help. And anyway, so yes, I'm round the other way, but I don't have a phone fix going on. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I knew it'd be me. Yeah. That's the 50+ thing, you see. Technology. My Tim is a whiz. Well, he's a whiz on technology, right? We have an Alexa in every room. We have these freaking light bulbs that he turns different colours. I feel like I'm in a brothel most of the time. I go up in the bedroom and the light's green, and I just want to turn this fucking switch off, and I have to go, Alexa, turn off the bedroom. My fucking God, sorry back. I'm swearing, Michael.
I told you could. Don't worry. Oh, a man after my own heart. If I had a house big enough, I'd have them all in the same room, all in a different room as well.
God,
Really?
I love technology.
I might hate his technology, but I don't know if I need to tell someone to turn the lights on and off. That's really easy.
And heating. Turn the heating on. Turn the heating off. Does my nutting, mate.
Yeah, I must admit, I've got a limit.
Well, I think so sometimes. Alexa's been knitting them for me. She does everything else.
We've got some friends who built a house down near Lymington, which is on the south coast. It's where you go to get the ferry over to the Isle of Wight, and they don't have children either, and they have spent their life doing up houses. And Roger is really into technology, and he designed this house. He's built this house, and everything is just, you just speak at things. There's control panels here, there, and everywhere. And in one of the guest bedrooms, there's this panel where I would expect to see a light switch, and it's got about 17 different modes of lighting that you can have in this room. And some other friends of ours, actually my wife's sister and brother-in-law, Chris is even older than me. And when he goes and stays there, it just phases him completely, and he takes a torch. So if he needs a wee, he doesn't have to touch anything. He absolutely hates it. And he walks around the house with a torch because he doesn't understand.
I totally get that. I really do.
So I was realising we've actually got two baby boomers here, Mike.
Yes, I'm a baby
and Mike
boomer.
and Nina are both baby boomers.
That's why we had to. That's why we had to call it 50+. Talking 50+ because theoretically we're not all Gen Xers.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
We still haven't got a name yet.
I don't know about England. I don't know what your retirement age is, but I did hear the other day that they're talking again about raising the retirement age here, which is when I'm still 10 years off. Well, 9 years off, but I guarantee you it'll be 70 before I get there.
That's right.
If you don't die first.
That's right. But what I don't understand, like I'm in a job where I could probably still do it at 70. God willing. But,
You want to?
no, do I want to? No. But if I have to, then, but at the end of the day, it worries me that people that are in labour jobs, bricklayers and carpenters, they can't be still doing that at 70 and making
firefighters.
You can't do it. And that's a real issue, I think. It's probably an issue worldwide, but it's what is the retirement age in England?
It's shifting at the moment. I mean, I get my old age pension this year. I'll be 66 in 2 months' time.
Yeah.
And that when I was growing up, and for years and years and years, it was always going to be 65. I got knocked on a year to 66, people who are a year younger than me are going to be 67. And I think that's where it is at the moment, but there's a very high expectation that that's going to
the same as here then.
squeeze up to 70, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same as here then, because people my age we're 67.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it will be up to 70 before you know it, and then they'll just keep going, and it's okay for them to turn around and say, it's lovely to have the older people joining the workforce. Yeah, really? Who's hiring them?
Yeah. 7-year-old.
People aren't hiring 70-year-olds. Because they're, for the most part, not up with technology.
Exactly.
In a lot of ways, and that's where we're headed. So it's a real catch-22, I think, for people getting into that.
But then, I mean, people probably don't want to work till they're 70, but in some cases they've got to because they can't afford to bloody live in this country. I mean, my son's talking about buying a house. He's 29 this year with his girlfriend. And, they're saving like mad to get a deposit, but they're like being offered a 40-year mortgage.
Yeah.
Absolutely freaking crazy. But, that's all they can do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my son's living with me again at the moment, my 31-year-old son, and he will never own a home.
It's really awful, isn't it? Yeah.
That's so
I know that for a fact. He'll never own a home. There's so many of his age group that will be in that boat, and like at the moment, as I said, I work for a charity, and our biggest cohort of people in need are the what I call the working poor, especially at the moment, young families, kids. Both parents are working, but all their money is going on either the rent, the mortgage, or the bill, and they're coming to help, for the first time ever, and it's not going to get any better.
What's the focus for your charity, Lisa?
So I actually work for Submitted Support. So Submitted Support. Yeah.
Sorry, all right.
So our focus is huge. So we do obviously homeless people in need of food, monetary help with their bills, housing, that sort of stuff. But we also have quite a high level where we assist with men's shelters, drug and rehab, domestic violence, helping women that are fleeing from domestic violence. It's across the board what Submitted Support does. Our do you call them op shops in England?
No, they would call them charity shops, I think.
Oh, charity shops?
Oh, charity shops, yes.
So Submitted Support has these charity shops. So I manage one of those, but attached to that for me is a full warehouse section where we take from all our shops in the Illawarra, the donations come into me and my team of volunteers, and I sort them, box them, send them back out to the shops as they need them.
What's going on?
We just lost.
Oh, that was just me playing with buttons. I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, stop playing with your tools, Michael.
I can't help it.
Come on.
Hand off it.
Christ's
I
sake.
can't help it.
Now they're not coming back, Michael. What have you done?
No, they will.
Yeah.
They will.
His last word.
They're my new friends. Don't make them go away.
What have you got in that, Dawn? Whiskey and water?
No, I'm on some sort of
Okay.
It's called Unicity. So basically, I don't sell it or anything.
It's your own wood, is it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Unicity.
Oh.
You can't see it's back to front. So basically, fasting, I only eat 2 meals a day.
Oh, okay.
I drink this plant-based liquid in the mornings, and it takes off my hunger, and then I'll eat something.
That's bloody awful.
Well, no, it's working, Lisa. And it helps with, because I've been recently diagnosed with being pre-diabetes too. So that's what happened to us 50s as well. So basically, fasting is really good for that. It's keeping my sugars down, and then I'm having a gel before I eat, which disperses my sugars. So it's all good.
Okay,
so,
good.
It's working. But it's costing me a bloody fortune a month.
They all do. Everything like that does. Michael, why aren't my friends back?
We're back. You're not.
Oh, I've got everybody.
Hang on.
I've got Ian and Michael, but I haven't got Mike and Lisa.
I've got everybody.
I've only got Michael.
They might come back. Don't worry.
They might come back.
I will add, actually, just whilst we're on this subject, my internet connection has been really dodgy recently, so if I suddenly disappear, that'll be why.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll put something on Messenger if it happens.
Yeah, that's all
Just
right.
write them
Okay.
up.
That's all right.
Okay. So,
so-
what charity was yours, Mike?
It was a community foundation. It's still relatively new here in the UK. I say that, although they've been around for about 25 years. It's an idea that came across from the States. And they here in the UK, they tend to be county-based and until you get into the big cities, you know, the conurbations. And I ran the one in Buckinghamshire because that's where I was living.
Okay.
It's a really cool idea, actually, because it doesn't really focus on any one thing. The idea is they match local donors with local needs. So
Yeah.
each one only works in its own area, and we would take money from, or try to get money from wealthy philanthropic individuals and successful companies and manage it for them. And they would support virtually anything. I mean, we had to be careful. We had proper panels and reporting processes to make sure that if we gave an organisation some money, we made sure they spent it on what they said they wanted it for. But I mean, it's quicker to say what they won't support, and that's anything with a religious bent or anything with a political bent.
Yeah.
But they did everything, helping the old, the young, the socially deprived, the socially excluded, sports things, mentally handicapped, physically handicapped. You name it, they could apply for a grant. It was really rewarding. It was the best job I ever had. I loved it.
Yeah, nice.
I still support them, actually. They're quite active.
But
So, getting back to the idea of resilience and how our parents made or broke us. How, with Ian, Lisa, and Dawn, what are your views on that? What is it that has changed? Why are the young people these days? Why have they no resilience?
Helicopter parents.
yeah, what is that? What are helicopter parents?
So helicopter parents are the ones that hover, that don't let them do things, that stop them from maybe hurting themselves or learning from it.
So it's a fear-based thing, isn't it? Really.
It's almost like they don't want them to experience anything that may hurt them or, God forbid, let them grow and be human beings.
But I also think that nowadays parents have lost so much control. Not that, and also you cannot protect your kids from the outside, the bullies, the trolls, because at the end of the day, they're bringing their social media. I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't have social media.
Yeah.
You went to school, you got bullied, you came home, you cried, your mum and dad sorted it out. Nowadays, you cannot protect your kids. They come, unless you take it all away from them, and I'm sorry, realistically, that is not going to happen now.
No.
They go up in their bedroom and they're still being able to be bullied. So
That's
there's
right.
no way, you can't protect them from anything. So as a parent, we've lost control, and that's sad.
It is sad, but I also think that is, again, I don't know, I can't speak to England, but I know here, like once upon a time, if you played up in your classroom, the teacher would grab one of the guys by his shirt and say, "Get out of the classroom."
Yeah, they've lost
They
it.
can't
They're
do
not
that.
Not allowed.
Right? So kids have learned that they can just do what they want and get away with it.
Yeah, and this society also, what I find, and it really makes me cross, maybe it's just because I'm 50 plus, but the kids that go to that naughty school, they get days out free, they get horse riding free, they get given things all the time. So, oh, you're naughty, so you can have. They're given stuff for being shits, whereas the kids that are working their nuts off, they get bugger all.
Yeah,
and that's wrong. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
But it's not just
we
kids.
were naughty, we got whacked.
Yeah, I got
That's
whacked.
right. But it's not just the kids. If you look at it in everyday life, no one stands up to anyone.
No.
And
I remember I was a child of 1960.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 70s in my teen years. But as a young kid, we used to get on our bikes and ride around Lake Illawarra.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you'd know better, Michael and Mike, as to how and Dawn, how that equates to, or Michael probably, because you know Lake Illawarra, how that equates to the size of something over in the UK, I'm not sure. But it's a good 20k round trip, maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
We would get off on our just after the sun took off, And as long as we were home before the streetlights came on, no problems.
That's right.
Yeah.
We used to go to a place called Tallawarra Power Station. Now, one of the byproducts of making power was an ash that was given off, and they spewed this ash out onto this what they called the ash pond. We used to go and ride our bikes on the ash pond and fall over and skid on our bikes until someone.
Yeah.
Do you know that underneath about I don't know that much of the crust of the ash was just a pool of water like a big dam. If we'd ever got there, no one would ever know. No one.
Right.
So those are the sort of things we're able to do as young kids. You know?
Yeah, we did that, Michael. Do you remember in Southminster, the jelly sands down the pits? They're big, like lakes, and they used to have big lumps of polystyrene. And we used to go down there and use rafts, and we used to bounce on the sand that used to literally wobble. But yeah, they were great days.
Yeah. I think about, because I've got that dual life, if you will. In Australia here, all the kids are taught to swim when they go to school. So I think it's what your first at the end of year, they have a few weeks where they just focus on outdoor activities and learning to swim. So, which is a very important skill here. But we never did that in England, and I'm just thinking how we survived with those sand. So what they were old sand pits that were just full of water. So they were deep. They were deep.
Great.
And how some of the stuff we used to get up to, I don't know how I'm alive.
I've got no idea.
There used to be a large mound over there. It would have been excavated material, put into a mound and grassed over.
Oh, what with the rope swing?
No, because you know how there was a dump there, so there was a refuse dump there as well. Yeah. We found a mini. The roof of a mini. So someone had cut a mini roof off, at where the pillars join the body. So we thought that would be a great idea. We'll take that up to the top of that hill and we'll slide down on it. So, of course, there's bloody 6 pillars that we could all get impaled on. Need to say we didn't. Such different times. It was great fun.
Absolutely was, yeah.
And then when I came to... I think we definitely had the best childhood. I don't think kids nowadays have got what we had.
Do you know what the problem is too? And I can only say it's sweet for you, but I'm guessing it's the same over there, is kids don't get that free time. Everything's scheduled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was the one thing with COVID, when the world stood still and families had to stay at home and be families 24/7, and they learned to do it. They did learn to do it. My one thing was I hoped that they would enter back into the world when it started up again and actually take a step back.
And learn from it, yeah.
But they didn't. This was our one opportunity to really learn from that. And, now everyone is still in a hurry. Kids are doing way too much. It's sad, I think.
It's sad.
The other thing I find of the younger generation today, and I'm probably talking more sort of teenagers and 20-year-olds rather than actual children, is that they expect so much. It's almost like they have entitlement. That's it. And they're just entitled to something. And as I said earlier, I've been a water skier for 40 plus years. And when I first got involved with that, it was with a group of guys. We bought a boat. We did everything ourselves. If the wetsuits split, we stitched them. We made our own water skis, put the boat in the water. We took it out. We backed it all up. We cleaned it. We serviced it and did everything ourselves. And because that was the only way we could do it. I'm now a member and coach at a specified British Water Ski Federation club. And they come along and, if they use if they need a club wetsuit, we give them a wetsuit, they put that on, they take it off, they just take it off and just leave it on the jetty.
Yeah.
Take the skis off, leave it, someone else will pick that up. It's nothing to do with me. See you then, see you next week, bye. And they're off, you think, what? You want me to pick that up, do you? They just expect so much.
someone else.
Yeah,
It was
it's
rubbish.
entitlement. And
Yeah, but I mean, hold on. Do you not remember, like, years ago? I mean, when I lived in Southminster in a little cul-de-sac, you know, everyone knew each other. We all played out in the street. Mum and Dad used to go and do whatever they did, throw the keys in the bucket. I don't know, but at the weekends, the dads would all be out there with their bonnets up on their cars, under their cars, all mending, sorting their cars out. That don't happen now.
No.
And why doesn't that happen? Because cars are too
You can't do
technical
anything to
now.
them.
You can't do it anymore.
No.
You know, but that's what they used to do. Mum used to make the cakes, and I'm sounding really his and hers, but I loved that world. I loved when men of men.
There's there's a place near me, near a town called Rickmansworth, and as you go out Rickmansworth, there's a road that leads down, actually goes down to where my water ski club is, and there's the parade of shops both sides. What is there? Something like 25 shops both sides, retail outlets. So call that 50 if you take both sides of the road. Last time I went down there were 29 different fast food outlets.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, doesn't anybody cook anymore?
No,
they don't.
29 from everything, from McDonald's to Wimpy to KFC, Curry House, you name it, it's there.
Well, I wish we had Curry House, Michael.
Oh, yeah. Curry House, yeah.
I still can't see Lisa or Mike.
Me, I can't see you, Don. Or Ian.
No, it's really annoying. I can see Ian and Michael.
No, I don't know
I
why
can
it
see
is.
Michael and I'll be Michael.
It's telling me you're all here. I've got the back end technical here. Calm down.
Back end?
Calm down.
What's that all about, Michael?
All the technical
He's
stuff.
back end's technical, Dawn.
Let's get into
Apparently his back end's technical. I don't know what that means.
There ain't no one's end is technical in our 50s, mate.
Getting to that food outlets, Lisa. By far, we don't want to be like the UK. We've got a really good sort of food culture here, because all of our stuff's really independent. Where a lot of the stuff in the UK I've found is all chain.
Oh, all of it's changed. Very, very few independents.
Okay, but Curry House sounds good.
Oh, we've got Thai.
There's lots of Indians.
Curry houses, yeah.
Isn't it, Mike? It's Indians, it's Chinese, it's kebab shops, and it's barbers.
Yes.
Turkish barbers.
And
charity shops.
Or Turkish barbers. I was thinking barbers, as in barbers.
Haircutters, yeah.
Yeah.
They seem to that's really sprung up in the last 5 years, isn't it? Turkish barbers all over the place. I don't know whether there's something going on behind the scenes, whether you can buy...
They give you a lollipop and wax your nose, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I think I passed on that.
What the fuck did you just say?
I love watching those videos where those guys go in there and get their nose hairs waxed. That's hilarious.
I love it because they sit there and they act so tough, and then all of a sudden you just see it go.
When did that become a thing? We never had that. You just let them. Let them grow. But now it's you get your nostrils waxed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hair grows everywhere, I'm afraid.
I don't have to get my nostrils waxed, so I don't know when it started.
Well, Lisa, I don't get them waxed yet, but I'm looking more like a jungle, so I do look and think. Ugh.
What? In your nostrils? Everywhere?
Oh, God.
Okay.
This is really bad now. I'm going to tell you anyway, because I don't care.
Okay.
Well, I've got a little beige dog, so he's quite old, and he just stares at the wall now because he's God, look at me, he's losing it. Anyway, I was in the bath the other month, and I looked down, and I felt got one of the dog's hairs on me minge, and I pulled it right, and my lip went. I was like, fucking hell, it's attached. First sign of the badger below, mate.
Yes, I did know you.
God, when did that happen? When did my fanny go grey?
Well, it so creeps up on you.
What happened?
Life.
I know. Can't be stress, because stress makes your hair fall out, doesn't it? So that'd be a good thing.
You know what it does?
That might be next.
You're right, Ian.
Ian,
you don't look like you're stressed. You look actually quite.
And on that note, that's what we're going to end this episode. We talked about 2.5 hours, so I'll be cracking on the next episode right away. Now, I would tell you what's coming up. I don't remember. Now, if you've enjoyed this, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel so you know when the next one is going to come out. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called these days, and TikTok. And most of all, thanks for watching.